Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just going to talk about nutrition, fitness from the perspective of a 32-year-old who's had his ups and downs in terms of fitness and nutrition. I guess let's start from the beginning. When I was a kid, I did want to lift weights, but my parents were under the impression, the myth really, that you shouldn't let your kids lift weights till their bones are more developed or whatever. But, that's 25 for most men. That's when most men, their bones, their bone growth stops, right? So I think that's total bullshit, but I love my parents. They were misguided, and like me, I think anybody watching this channel has been misguided at one point, and that's okay. The important thing is to grow. Is to grow and to learn. That's kind of the point of life. All life really does is grow and learn, evolve, adapt, all that good stuff. So anyway, I wanted to lift, but my parents didn't really encourage it. I got into martial arts. I didn't really play team sports so much, which I would push my kids into playing team sports just because it teaches teamwork and leadership and coordination and all that good stuff. I did play a lot of video games though, so I did learn stuff from video games, but I would prefer, real life games. I think that's where it's at. So I did martial arts, I did karate, which it was mostly Taekwondo, but they labeled it as karate. I guess it was a marketing thing. Funny enough, the place where I took karate, the same teachers ended up still teaching karate, but they went on to teach jiu-jitsu, and I ended up actually, they moved to a new building, much nicer, everything, and ended up learning jiu-jitsu from them many years later. Actually, it was where my sister did karate, not me. Anyway, so that was most of my fitness. At some point, I got 20-pound dumbbells and started lifting those. I started doing what I would later be called trouser pulls, where you take a dumbbell and you lift it up as if you're lifting your pants up, and that's I would do that in between like loading screens for video games and stuff like that. I have a pretty nice back. Out of all my body parts that have ever been complimented, my back gets complimented the most by people I know. It's been told to me by enough random different people that the sample size tells me that my back is probably my strongest feature, my key feature, and I feel that way, and it does reflect in my lifts. My deadlift tends to be my best lift, but also my overhead press. I mean, if we're going by the 1, 2, 3, 4 standard, my overhead press is pretty high up there, but that requires a lot of back stabilization that is overlooked. And ironically, well, not, or maybe unironically, the deadlift and the OHP are my best lifts, with bench and squat coming after. Bench and squat are about to, anyway. So I got involved into fitness, you know, in my late teens, like 18, 19, early 20s, I somehow stumbled across 4chan. And 4chan, back when I had first started the B board, which was the random board, was like the board with the most content being created, the most memes being produced, and a lot of the magic of like that sort of bulletin board, random posting, shit posting era. I caught maybe the tail end of it, and then at some point I stumbled across the fitness and health board, and I read the fucking sticky and learned a lot about misconceptions about nutrition and fitness, things like localized fat burning was bullshit, and like how a lot of the marketing and gimmicks were bullshit. You know, you didn't need to spend thousands of dollars to become fit and healthy. You know, if you go the calisthenics path, everything is, you know, your body weight, and it's right there in your own hands. And as long as you have a floor and some walls, you can pretty much do anything you need calisthenics wise. And then learned about starting strength and, you know, the basic barbell compound lifts, the squat, OHP, deadlift, and bench press. But at the time, I just wanted to get fuck strong, you know, and I didn't really take into account aesthetics. I just wanted to up my lifts. And, you know, in retrospect, I think aesthetics are very important because it's a motivator or can be a big motivator for a lot of people outside of the numbers. Like, it is good to be strong, but, you know, looking good counts for a lot. And not only that, but people will listen to you more about, you know, nutritional subjects if you look the part. And part of looking the part is, you know, having that body fat at that level where you're able to display your muscles, because that you know, body fat just covers all your muscles. So you need to keep that into account when you're trying to explain nutrition and fitness to other people. They might look at you and be like, yeah, you're big, but I can't see your vascularity and your muscles and your striations and all that shit. And so that's something to take into account when you're looking at your fitness goals. Do you want to be really lean and vascular and be able to show off your muscles really easily, or do you want to just be fucking strong? And, you know, at the time when I first started, I started taking strength very seriously because I saw my numbers going up, and I just wanted to keep that going. And I got pretty fucking close to 1, 2, 3, 4, if not achieved different points maybe between the lifts, but I did achieve 1, 2, 3, 4 at 5 reps because I was doing starting strength, so I was doing 5x3s. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to me meant 5 reps, 3 sets, or 3 sets of 5 reps. So I definitely reached that in the 1 rep range, which, you know, in now having a better understanding, that's really what 1, 2, 3, 4 means. But I took different kinds of hiatuses, and each time you lose strength, and like you have to kind of not necessarily start from scratch, but kind of like, depending on how long you have to you take between your like lifting eras in your life. And if I had any advice for anybody who lifts, it's to not stop lifting, whatever that means to you. You know, never stop that pursuit of getting stronger and fitter and better looking and healthier, and just never stop that. Be consistent, even if it's maybe a complete change in routine or like what you're used to. It's always good to just keep that resistance training going, keep that, nutritional mindset going, keep that well-rested sleep mindset going, because I've gone through periods of time where I just completely let go. I started drinking a lot and like just drinking my problems away and drinking to escape and saying, oh, I'll go to the gym later. And in those times I did pick up other skills and harnessed other skills, which is, if you're gonna let your physical and your fitness and health skills go, you should at least make it worth it by picking up, career skills, social skills, pick up an instrument, pick up multiple instruments, pick up hobbies that you can do with other people. Those are, in my opinion, the best hobbies. Music, some sort of group fitness activities. Climbing is one of those. So just make sure that you're picking up other skills along the way. If you do stop, going to the gym and keeping track of things tightly. And so yeah, my current position is, I'm back into strength training, but I still, actually, quick aside, in 2020 when the lockdowns happened, the gym started closing down or being a lot more strict, and so I developed a barbell set collection and started doing a lot of barbell exercises and fasting a lot, because I was learning that fasting was really good for your immune system and good for, because digestion takes so much of our energy every day that, sometimes taking a break from that extremely energy intensive process and letting your body focus on other things was very valuable. And so I started taking fasting a lot more seriously. And the first time I fasted and then lifted, I was maybe at 50% strength. And this was with dumbbell press, ground flies. I didn't have a bench at that point, so I was just doing purely dumbbell stuff. Did Bulgarian split squats, but mostly upper body stuff. And I fasted my second time doing a longer term fast. The first was like 48 days. The second was like 72 days. And I was still lifting through that fast just to keep my brain preoccupied. And I was actually stronger than I was unfasted. The second time I fasted. The first time I was at 50% strength. The next time I was like at 110, under 20% strength. And I said to myself, okay, there's something to this, that I can, sit here and not eat, burn my fat, but still be getting stronger and fitter. And after doing that for a couple months, barbell lifting, I actually became the strongest I ever was. Or not the strongest, but the fittest looking. Like, if you looked at me, you'd say, okay, that guy's really in shape. I had visible abs, Adonis belt, popping out. My pecs were really nice and big. My shoulders looked good. I had good vascularity. I had that vein running through my bicep and everything. So at that point, I was at what, if you looked at me objectively, was the best shape of my life. And I went through, this is really shitty, but no excuse. And if I go through this again, I know what to do, because I stopped weightlifting after a breakup. And it wasn't even a girl I'd been seeing for that long. It was like 4 months, and I mentally fucked myself into drinking a lot and just just being angry with the world. I mean, it was 2021 at this point, and they were coming out with all sorts of mandates, and I was getting really upset with the political nature of the world and black-pilled, if you will. And I let myself go because I thought, I wasn't going to be around for that much longer or something. Like that mindset of like just kind of giving up, seeped into my psyche, and eventually I got over that, but I had gained 25 or so pounds, lost a lot of my strength and muscle, because that went on for a year or two. Luckily, I did do Muay Thai in that time, so I did learn some awesome, Muay Thai skills that still benefit me today. I could, I'd dodge punches, and I learned some MMA, but I'd let go of myself, like aesthetically and strength and other ways. My cardio was better, but I'd let go of myself in terms of muscle. And then I started going to the gym again, 2023, January 2023, and I've been going strong at it for a year or so. In March 2023, I hurt my knee snowboarding, and so I wasn't going to the gym quite as much because I just started doing like squats and deadlifts again. So after that, I stuck to mostly upper body stuff, lat pull downs, bench press, incline press, not so much OHP at that point. And then let's say November 2023, months after that, I'd done other stuff like skydiving. I started skydiving, and I was in a band, so I was working on music for the since August 2022. So I was sort of away from the fitness for a while there, and I came back to just wanting to get strong again. So I started doing my squats, my deadlifts, my bench press, and my overhead press around October to November. I was still doing I incorporated my squat and my deadlift sometime in November back into it, and I was jumping up. With my deadlift, I was jumping up like 10 pounds a week, and then with my squats, I was jumping up 5 times every session. And so now here I am. My last deadlift was 310. My last squat was 225. My last overhead press was 125. And my last bench was these are all 5 reps of 3 sets, or 3 sets of 5 reps. Except the deadlift is 1 set of 5 reps. So yeah, again, 310 on the deadlift, 225 on the squat, 125 on the OHP, and 190 on the bench. So those are my current numbers. I've been trying to incorporate more of a hypertrophy type volume, just trying to get as much volume as possible, and just based off of things I've been reading and researching about, just kind of that higher rep, lower weight gets you to that higher volume, and the volume seems to be what really counts as far as building muscle and hypertrophy. And I'm currently 195 right now, and I've been about 195 since I started doing everything, so I've been able to increase my strength and my muscle mass while maintaining my weight. But I would like to do a 3-day fast here. I'd love to share that progress here on my channel, and kind of show you guys that progress, because it's fun to see and it's fun to think about. So with that being said, I'm gonna hop off. I hope you guys all have a great day. If for myself and for everyone listening to this, I think focusing on our mental, physical, spiritual, financial health is key to really enjoying life and, you know, get things taken care of and out of the way so you can sleep easy every night and get that rest where the gains really come in. So till next time, peace.